Okay, good morning and welcome back to the Elguna Squash International. We're here for the latest edition of Breakfast with Fram. We have Fram and today's guest, Squash TV's latest recruit, John Williams.
Yay! So let me start by telling you a little story. When I rang a bit this morning, that young man thought his shaving was not up to date, so he went to shave and then came back and said, "Oh my God, I forgot to put my Squash TV shirt on." So there he is now, absolutely perfect and wonderful. And by the way, in the background, I'm sure you see the hero, the legend himself, Mr. Joey Barrington. Thank you, Joey, for staying around, who also hasn't shaved, but we won't go
And I
into
did
that.
tell him to leave in no uncertain terms, but he obviously is not heeding my advice.
He wants to be here, yes.
Exactly.
He wants to learn from the master, as in me.
Okay,
Obviously. Wonderful to chat with you. I've met you when I went to Grasshopper, and I was at the time already impressed by your passion, everything you bring into the game, your love, seriously. And I was saying to Joy that I think the passion that you bring with Joy, in the commenting is absolutely amazing. What I would like to know is, what the hell are you doing in Switzerland? How do you like that?
It's like most of the I think the Aussie players of the last 30 years. They went to Europe and based there, or they went to the States, a lot of them, and based there. And just circumstances in your life always sort of take you in different directions. And my circumstances landed me in Switzerland, and then I quite liked it there, quite liked living there, and now I've settled there quite nicely over the last 20 years. So. I always love the mountains. I love to go into the mountains in the summer. I just really enjoyed being there. So here I am. I'm still there, and I'm probably going to stay there now.
No, I don't think you're going anywhere.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about your background as a player. Why did you start playing squash, and why do you like it so much? What does it bring you in your life?
Yeah,
I see we are just actually filming. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I started, like many young kids in Australia, in the 80s, and my father was a squash player, and he worked at the squash centre where I started. Then my mother and father, they split up, but then my mother ended up getting a job there, and she was aerobics instructor, and she worked in fitness and all this kind of stuff. So I was sort of trekking my way through school. After school each day on the bus and the train, I would go to school, and that's where my mum was working. So I'd go down there, train, and then from there, obviously, I would get a lift home with her. So, it was sort of carved in stone. That was going to be my future. And I really loved the game from the age of 10 or 11. I was becoming, really playing intensively and training intensively already when I was 12, 13 years of age. So, I never looked back, really. I probably knew I was going to be a squash player already at 12 or 13.
Yeah, so it was like very much.
Yeah.
Cut now to the job you're doing with Squash TV, which I think is really good. How do you see that? Is it like a way for you to express yourself, or is it something that you think that you can make a career out of? What do you feel about that commenting, which you're doing very well, by the way?
Oh, thanks. I think it was more, what happened is, like a lot of the... this is still growing, obviously. It's in its embryonic stage, I think. One hopes, of course, that squash will finally get the value that it's truly worth on the Olympic stage and all this sort of stuff. And if that happens one day, I think you're going to see a massive growth in the sport. You're going to see a lot more opportunities. You'll have the events which are, obviously the 50Ks or 100Ks will then suddenly become 200, 250Ks. We already see in Chicago that the sponsorship's been up to from 500,000 to a
million. Do you think
million.
that we are going to actually earn a living out of squash?
Well, it would be nice, but obviously these very important political machinations have to happen first, and one can't rely on those. Of course, you wouldn't want to be relying on that to sort of pave your career, but. No, I just do. Look, I was given the opportunity, and
for example, you went to Qatar, which you probably, it was probably a very nice tournament.
Oh yeah.
Did you enjoy, for example, Qatar? Was it a tournament that you think?
Oh, it was out of this world. I mean, you're treated like kings. I mean, that's not everyday stuff, obviously. But it all started
with.
Yeah, it should be. You said that. I don't need to live like a king. I'm just happy,
I'm happy to live like a queen. Thank you very much.
But it started with the Grasshopper Cup actually five years ago. With I know Joey since a long time. We played together. We knocked around together on the PSA Tour. So it started there, and then obviously I was given the opportunity there, and it went well. And then year after year I kept doing it, and then obviously PSA decided to give me a chance. So I'm happy just to be on the roster at the moment. I'm on a roster of co-commentators, you could say, which are rotating through different events. So I'm really happy that I've got that chance and very grateful.
Joey told me that what you really like is the stats, that you really got a memory for that, and that it was something you like.
Yeah.
Do you think that it brings something to the commenting and the analysis that we then journalists and the rest of the world can do?
I think that trying to make it relevant is the key. How do you bring the stat that's it shouldn't be too abstract. It should be try to keep it relevant and. But it's important then, I suppose, for me, I've got a bit of a memory like an elephant, I've a photographic memory, you could say, already. That was when I was a kid, it was like that. I used to memorise footy scores in Australia, all sports scores. I just used to love to take in all that information. And I was quite good at maths at school, and so it started back then, and probably I felt like that's obviously something that I love to do as well. But obviously you don't want to pump the audience with too many stats because they get bored with that. Yeah. So it's just trying to sort of think, that particular statistic might be, people might like to know that, so you just throw it out there.
And, you just go to your database at the right time, give that figure, and
exactly,
retract it. Yes. Just to finish, because we always make it quite short. What is at this point in time your best memory in your career as a squash player or as a commentator, whatever? Anything that is to do with squash. What would you say that you really, really enjoyed and what you thought, oh yes, thank God I've made it?
Yeah, I think there's different situations for different types of things. Because you've got team squash stuff that I really enjoyed. Stuff, obviously, big moments as a player, individually, just for you. So you really thrived in the moment and thought, that was, I worked very hard and then I got this result. Winning the World Team Championship was a massive thing. Obviously, it's like a culmination of your life's work, wanting to be a squash player.
What year was that?
2001, in Melbourne as well, at home. So my parents were there, all that kind of stuff. As a player, there was just different results. I remember I actually on the Red Sea here in Hurghada, I had a big win one year against Martin Heath. Sorry, Martin, but it was in 5.
Another commentator.
Yeah, he certainly got the skills for it. But I played him, and I just remember it was in Hurghada, which is just up the road. And after I won, I was really excited. And I came out and started running laps around the pool, but nobody could see me, So I was pretty happy. But and then there's other stuff. I played in South Africa, for example, once, and the atmosphere there at the Jarvis Cup, the provincial team championship, that was amazing as well with Adrian Hansen and the KwaZulu-Natal crew, so that was pretty special. So there's different things there really, but it's hard to sort of pick out one. But I would say those moments, that's the stuff you remember. And so far, seeing Rami do what he did in Zurich, that's probably been the highlight of doing commentary, because I don't think anybody really expected that he might do that. Shame he's not here, of course, it's stating the obvious, but hopefully he's on the right track again for squash.
Merci beaucoup, Venom.
Thank
you ever so much. Bye-bye, people.